Boys, how are we doing? FIFA 21 is almost here. If you're new to the channel, let me introduce myself. I'm Zelonius. I've been a full-time professional FIFA player for the last 3 years. Played 2 years for FootWiz, then last year I was a pro player for Roma's esports team. I make full-time content on YouTube and Twitch. Took a break the last couple of months, but we're back doing YouTube videos now. And starting in October, once the new game comes out, which is basically the 1st of October on EA Play, I'm going to be putting daily videos out again. This channel is dedicated to helping you guys improve at FIFA 21. That's what I'm here for. I've helped lots of people improve over the years. And I'm also offering coaching on FIFA 21. That will start around November, but I'm taking pre-orders, like bookings for that already. If you're interested in getting coaching, I've probably coached 300 plus people over the last few years. Lots of incredible results. Message me on my Twitter. It's @Zelonius, and I can give you more info on there. But boys, let's get into the video. The demo is probably coming out tomorrow, and if the demo drops tomorrow, I will be streaming. I'll be back to my streaming, putting out content for you boys. I'm excited for that. This was the team that I ended up with on my PS4 Road to Glory by the end of FIFA 20. I know you said FIFA 21. We're nearly at FIFA 21. Yeah, this was the team that I ended up with. Obviously a few loans in here, but we had some pretty good players. I pulled that Mane and Lewandowski. They were pretty good pulls to get for free. How many corners do we have? Yeah, not many. But with all the loans they gave us, meant in friendlies that could have crazy teams anyway. Some very cool players in these teams, which was very exciting. The birthday Mbappe, one of the best cards I've ever used on a FIFA, to be honest. I'm excited for the grind to start again. I'm going to start putting some videos out in the next week or two looking at players that I think are going to be OP at a cheap price on the new game. Any questions, please let me know about the video that I'm doing now. We're looking at formations more in depth. What are going to be the best formations potentially at the start of the new game. I can't promise anything as I've not really played the new game yet, obviously. But based on my knowledge of the last few FIFAs, I'm going to talk you through some key formations that I think will do well for you at the start of the game, and they're worth trying out, trying to figure out the game using these formations, as they're the ones that tend to cover different play styles. You maybe will start to get a grasp for how you want to play on the new game. And if there's any content in particular you want to see, please let me know, as I want this channel to be dedicated to content that helps you guys improve, is what you're looking for. Okay, the 4-2-3-1. This is the standard, the meta, the formation that everyone goes to pretty much every FIFA. You can't really see. Let me make my webcam slightly smaller. I know you all want to see my pretty face, but you want to see the content a bit better too. You can see here it's got the flat back four, which most good formations on FIFA tend to be. The two CDMs. This isn't how I'd play that team in game, just to clarify. But yeah, the two CDMs protect the back four. They act as like a shield, and then the front four, they have lots of nice passing triangles between them. Lots of good attacking options. They offer width, which on the last FIFA was very good to get in behind and then do cutbacks with. But they also allow you to pull the the outside cams, back into defense. So you're very hard to break down. And it's also very good for possession because you cover lots of areas of the pitch and you've got lots of passes that are always available. The striker up front sometimes feels a little bit isolated. That's what the cam's there to help with. I like having two strikers. That's one of the biggest weaknesses with this formation. But as an all-round balanced formation, it is a very good one. Tends to be a little bit more on the conservative defensive side, but it's a formation that will always be very solid on FIFA, to be honest. Let's look at another one. Which was the next one I was going to look at. This isn't really a formation we're going to go into depth about, but if you want a slightly more defensive version of the 4-2-3-1 to see out a game, go to the second variation. You just change the lamb and ram to left mid, right mid. They just defend a bit deeper and makes it a bit easier. The 4-4-2, that's a really good formation I like. It's not too dissimilar to the 4-2-3-1 in a lot of ways, but the left mid and right mid, they give you a lot more width than the lamb and ram, a bit more defensive. The biggest issue in this formation is it's a bit more attacking. You don't get the CDMs, however you can do that in the 4-4-2 second variation. The two centre mids, though, are really useful to bomb forward, cover the middle of the pitch. But furthermore, you have the two strikers, which is really nice. So it's a more attacking formation than the 4-2-3-1, but not quite as solid defensively. It's very good for pressing as you have players on the wing to pen in fullbacks who they might be trying to keep the ball with. And the 2 strikers allow some nice options up front, but you don't get the same link-up play as the 4-2-3-1 because you don't have the cam in there. The 4-2-2 is a solid formation. It's kind of a hybrid of the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-4-2. It's very similar to the 4-2-3-1 except for the cam turns into a striker. So if you really feel you struggle without having 2 strikers, then the 4-2-2 is really good for that. It tends to be quite good for crossing on FIFA when crossing is good. From what I've gathered of the new game, I think crossing is going to be definitely better than last year. Not that it could get any worse. So this could be an interesting formation to try at the start. The narrow diamond, one thing that they've promised us on this game, and I think we're definitely going to get this year, is better attacking AI movement. And if you get good attacking AI movement, I genuinely think the narrow could be good. It tends to struggle because it lacks whip without the fullbacks attacking. But when you have attacking fullbacks, people can just burn you in behind, so that's always a risk. But I do think that the narrow could be back if attacking AI is back. But this is one to keep an eye on. If you like quick attacking, tiki-taka type football, then this is the formation for you. And it could be an exciting FIFA if this one returns. My favourite ever FIFA was FIFA 18. I don't remember many of the older ones in that. But FIFA 18, I was really good in the narrow. But the last 2 just didn't really suit that. So I'm hoping it'll be usable in the game this year. What was the other one I was looking at? Yep, the 3-5-2. This one is a really fun formation. It just comes with the caveat that it's a little bit risky. Without having the flat back 4 and fullbacks, you can get counter-attacked a bit because it's just a very attacking formation. The centre-backs tend to not be as quick. You could always play a fullback at centre-back, but they're not going to be as strong and they're going to be off chem generally. But you could also start in a 4-back formation and switch to get chem, which could be helpful because if you've got a fullback who can play right mid, say Jesus Navas at the start, he's an 8-4 right back, he'd probably be a fairly solid right mid at the start of the game. The 3-5-2, it has so much across the board. It has the 2 CDMs to protect the defence, has left mid and right mid to offer width, has that beautiful triangle of a cam and 2 strikes like the narrow. The cam and 2 strikes is one of the best ways of opening people because the attacking patterns you get in it are just so good. But there's not many formations that use it that also offer the other stuff. It's also a good formation for possession, the 3-5-2. It's just a very risky one. I will definitely be trying it early on. One of the tips I'd give you is try these different formations in draft. In draft is a good chance to experiment. It's not the end of the world if you don't win every draft. Things like draft will give you a variety of formations, and you might discover a formation that you didn't really know about. Other ones to experiment, any of the 5-back if you want just an ultra defensive. I'd say the 5-3-2 is probably the best of them. The 5-4 one's probably the out and out most defensive. 4-3-2-1 could be pretty decent. I find 4-3-3s have been pretty useless recently on FIFA as wingers just don't tend to be very good. Even on games where crossing has been good, the Lamb and Ram just do a better job of it. 4-1-2-1-2 wide, I don't know. The problem with it is that the middle of the pitch just tends to be a little bit empty. The 4-4-1-1, it's a combination of quite a few of the early formations that we looked at. That's normally a pretty good one. The 4-5-1 I just think is a little bit too defensive. Once the game comes out, I will start experimenting with tactics. And once I've got tactics that I think are good, I will start releasing them to you guys. I don't want to put out content that I don't believe in, don't trust in. That's why with this video I'm telling you I'm not 100% that these are going to be the best formations, but based off all my knowledge of the previous FIFAs, they tend to always be up there as the best. The 2 ones that I think are the must-tries are the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1, and then after a week or 2 of me experimenting with the game, trying different stuff, I'll be hitting you guys with my tactics, letting you know what I've been experimenting with and what's been working for me. Boys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure if the demo comes out tomorrow, you're in my stream so we can start trying the game out together. I'm excited for this new FIFA. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Have a spicy day, and I'll see you next time.